Hi, One Best PR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's week 13 in the NFL. We are talking with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, who I know is doing very well in college basketball this year at his website. Right now, though, he's going to cover a tough NFL game that I ask him to cover every week. Every week I ask him to cover the tough NFL games, and he takes them. Whatever I ask him to take, he covers. Houston-Buffalo is what we're discussing now, and Buffalo's a 3-point home favorite. Total's 41.5. Buffalo, of course, they went into KC last week and got popped. It was a tough spot for them. It was a short week and they were banged up. Now, are they going to be able to bounce back here? They're still probably pretty banged up. I mean, they don't have a bye week. How healthy are they going to get in this spot just because they're on a normal week? And then Houston, they rolled the Saints, which is an impressive win. I was told that some sharp action came in on the Saints last week. That proved to be, money that lost. 4 straight wins and covers now for Houston. Their defense is playing a lot better. They have weapons on offense. It can sometimes be tough to go on the road and play, especially a team from Houston, from the south, from a warm weather area, to go into Buffalo in December and play on the road. But the weather report that I read says that it's not going to be particularly cold this Sunday in Buffalo. Maybe Houston +3 has some value. What do you think? This is a tough game, Joe.
And Peter, we found out anyway, and Dan Marino, a guy who played his entire high school and college career in a cold weather city and his entire pro career in a warm city, he said it's much tougher for a cold weather team to go to hot weather than vice versa anyway. But as far as I actually think the strong play here is the over. Look, Houston's defense is certainly on fire, and I do think their defense talent-wise is much better than they showed most of the year. So where they've been playing lately maybe is a little bit closer to being demonstrative of their talent, but they're not as spectacular as they've shown. But in the case of Buffalo, you talk about their injuries. Most of the year, they were banged up on offense. Now, all of a sudden, they're back healthy on offense, but it's their defense that's getting banged up. So the team that they're going to put out on Sunday, if they had this team all year, they would have had a lot higher scoring games, probably on offense and defense. And in the case of Houston, look, they still have one of the best weapons, I think the most underrated weapon in football, in DeAndre Hopkins. Against a banged-up Buffalo defense, I think he will have success. So the over on a low total is a good play here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, Joe. It was just a lean because, looking at Houston's recent games, I did the math, and the average final score in their last 4 games is 28. The average score of their opponent is 9. So, if they hold Buffalo to, 10 or 13 here, it's going to be tough for this game to go over. That doesn't concern you, though, how well Houston's defense has played, at least in terms of points given up over the past few games?
Yeah, the odds makers, they don't like to make it too easy on us. Obviously, Houston's defense has been on fire. That's why the total is quite low. But like I said, I do think that Buffalo should have their share of success on offense. They have a better offense. They're a healthier offense than they've had all year, but their defense is so-so. And again, this total is really too low. That's a very low total in 2015 in the NFL. And I do think, I know Houston's had some musical quarterbacks, but I do think that Hoyer is the best quarterback that they've had. And he clearly has been finding his stud weapon, Hopkins, who should have some success. So, it's one of those that maybe it's more fun to bet high totals over and low totals under. I think we're going to sweat it out, but we will get the over.
All right, Joe. Well, I'm leaning Houston +3 and the over 41.5. Do you want to pass on this game, or for the official purposes of our record keeping here, you want to give us a pick?
For the official purposes of our record keeping, we will go with the game over the total.
Sounds good. 41.5, the current market line. Joe Duffy, give a plug for your website, OffshoreInsiders.com. Ups and downs in sports betting, but I know you're having another very good year overall at your website, right, Joe?
Very few downs. It's been one of our better football years ever. Spectacular football season, and we're red hot in basketball right now. 14-4 in college basketball, 11-4 all of our picks the last 15. Jump on board now, whether you play basketball, football, hopefully you play both, offshoreinsiders.com.
Thanks, Joe.